Hello, everybody out there. How are you doing on this Monday morning? I'm Sharon Durbin Graves, paintingwithacrylics101.com, and I'm here to tell you about the Beginners Painting Club. It's going to be opening up in May. We had it open in February. It's only open 3 times a year, so it'll open up again in May. And I just want to show you a few things that are in the Beginners Painting Club. It is a monthly membership site, and every month I upload new painting lessons. It's created specifically for the beginner painter or that painter who's been painting for a while but is not happy with their results yet. So I want to help you get a better footing underneath to where your results are more of what you're looking for. So everybody who starts out painting needs to understand this, the color wheel. Okay, so every class I ever teach, in a group or I'm always harping on the color wheel, on how to mix color. Another thing that I teach is in the Beginners Painting Club is how to create a color chart, and why on earth would you create one, and what would you do with one? So these are all different color charts that I have made over the years as I have added new color, new paints to my palette. I recently did this as a YouTube channel thing, but this is very interesting in that I bought 4 different colors of green. There's so many greens out there, so I made this color chart using these 4 greens that were new to me. This one was not new. This is my normal green. And then these are colors that are on my palette normally. And so the only way to know what you have and how it plays with other paints is to make a color chart. And so that's one of the lessons that's on there. Oh gosh, I've got a lot of color charts here. Here's this one, and here's this one. And then this is a sort of a color chart in that it's showing how to, what happens as you mix paint and add, this is more of a value study, okay? And so that's in there. Let's see. I know there's another piece of paper back here. There we go. This is another value study of pinks. It's alizarin crimson. And, when you're painting, you need a minimum of 3 values for any item that you're painting in order to give it a 3D effect. So if your painting looks flat, that's your problem right there. Values. We did a whole lesson on painting leaves and how to flip them, how to turn, get that turn part. Then we have a section called Elements of Art. Every painting has elements to it. So if you're painting landscape, there's lots of elements in a landscape. There's rocks, there's trees, there's sky, there's hills, there's grass, there's all sorts of things that are in there. And so this was part of that. We had we started out doing the sky background and everything. Then we added in the grasses. We've added a pine tree here, and if you'll notice, there's quite a few values on that pine tree. And then we added this tree, and so each of those was an element of a landscape. Then we had there's a section on seascapes. So we did this all in sections: the sky, the water, how to make wet sand versus dry sand, how to put in a wave, how to put in some easy shorebirds. So that was all under elements, under Seascape. This month, I'm adding some, and so new content comes on every single month. I've also had in the painting section, the very first paintings that we did was this potted geranium, and check out the various shades of that geranium and the pot. Okay, so all of those things are what makes your painting not look flat. We also last month introduced florals, and parts of still lifes. So the elements are landscape, florals, still life, and seascape. So we have sections, pieces of each of those. So let's say you want to paint a landscape and you want to refresh your memory on a tree. You go to elements of art, then you go to landscape, and then you click on the tree. And it'll open up a lesson on painting pine trees, deciduous trees, all sorts of things like that. And it'll continue to be added too. So last month we added, this was not as a painting per se, but in the still life we did the jar, this glass jar, gave it this nice shadow, the highlight through here and down through here and up in here. And in the flower section, we added this lavender back in here, and then the daisies, several different formations, or I can't think of the word, but so you're looking at this daisy from the side, and you see in the whole thing. This one you're looking at this, just one side of it. We've got some buds, there's leaves, and this is kind of as if it's sitting on a table. Okay, and then this background, even though it's purple, it's not solid purple. And so you can see that there are parts of this down in here that came up into the background to give it some depth. And so this month I'm getting ready to add some new classes this month, and those people who are members, they're going to be painting this maybe later today. We'll see. You know, when you hit that publish button, sometimes things do exactly what you want and sometimes they don't. So that's the plan, for it to happen today. But in the painting section, we're going to be painting this. It's a tree in the snow. Boy, Sharon, nobody could tell what that was, could they? But there's clouds, there's the various levels in the sky behind it, the snow that has different shading in it to give it some depth. So that will be the painting of the month. And then we're going in the floral section. We're also going to be drawing that as well. I don't claim to be a great drawer, and probably for 10 years of my painting life, I didn't draw a single thing. I put it on there with a brush. But I felt at one point, I thought, I really want to improve my drawing skills. And so I really started working on that. And so I'm adding some drawing to the Beginners Painting Club. And so this month in the flower section, we're gonna, because it's May, and you know what flower blooms in May that I love? Peonies. So we're gonna be, this is kind of a whimsical peony, and I love it because it's just so much fun, and just putting that on there with real quick little strokes and things is just fun. Don't think about it. Just let it go. Just let it get there. And then you've got this great background here that has all different shades of everything. And as you look at these peonies, you're going to see that there are 4 and 5 values in order to make it have that 3D effect. So you've got a dimension here and a dimension here, but this is flat, so there's no dimension. So in order for you to give it some dimension to look like it is a 3D thing, you have to have more values. And so that's what this is just fun that way. And then if you look at the leaves, there's a minimum of 5 different shades of green in there for the leaves. So that's one of the things that's going to be in the floral elements this month. And also I'm going to add this, and this is a peony, one gigantic one, and trying to learn how to blend, but to give something depth. So you've got this very dark shade back in here. Sometimes you can't even see it until you get, there you go. Okay, and then we have this, and then this, and these. This is the lightest one here, and this one here is like flipped out, and so it's kind of a different shade. You don't see this color in any of these. It's on the inside of that, and so you can see how thick the the blossom is. It's got some veining. And then when you get to the background on this is just lots of fun. All sorts of movement, every kind of shade of green, value of green. There is a stem and there's one definite leaf, but everything else is just a suggestion of leaves. And that's one way that you can loosen up, is not trying to make everything look so perfect that it's exactly a picture perfect thing. I really love the Impressionist movement of the late 1800s, and so this kind of a background just goes with that to help you. Helped me loosen up. I painted way too tight. I still paint tight, and I'm always working on trying to loosen up. So I know that is, and I hear that from a lot of artists, is I'm trying to loosen up, but it's hard. And you loosen up again by not thinking too hard and practicing. So at any rate, this is from the Beginners Painting Club. You can find information on it on my website, paintingwithacrylics101.com. Across the top are several tabs, and one of them is the Beginners Painting Club. And all the information is there, and at the end you can get on the waiting list, and that way when I open it up again in May, you'll be one of the first to know that it's open. It's only going to be open. I only open it for a week, and then you get in or you don't. But at any rate, the whole goal of the Beginners Painting Club is to teach excellent foundational concepts, art concepts that you will use in everything you paint. I don't want to just teach you this painting or that painting. I want you to know how to look at something and think, oh, well, I see how they did that. I know how I can do that. And you do that. You learn that by hanging out in the foundation concepts and in the elements section more than in the painting section. I know the paintings are just so much fun. And you do learn a lot through them, but you will learn more that you can use every day by staying in the foundation, the fundamentals, and in the elements. And then move into the paintings and work on those and have a wonderful time on it. But if you want to learn, if you want to improve, you need to spend some time in those other sections too. So anyway, paintingwithacrylics101.com is the website, and across the top is a tab that says Beginners Painting Club. And that way you'll get all the information that you need and you can get on the waiting list. So thank you so much for being here today, and let's paint together real soon.